Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Erica, and in today's video, I'm just going to be sitting here and chatting with you guys about a few things. I have noticed sometimes when I'm editing my videos that I say things in my videos that I don't always wish I had said. My main message on my channel, or my main objective on my channel, has always been to encourage people that are watching my videos to do their makeup however they want to do their makeup. And sometimes I say things in my videos that kind of contradict that, or are maybe sending mixed messages about how I feel about makeup application. And I just started really thinking very seriously about this whole idea. And I thought, okay, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to film a video about the 5 things that I do not want to say anymore on my channel, because like I said, it just sends out, I believe, the wrong message or mixed messages. Totally contradictory, kind of hypocritical of what I want my main message on my channel to be. And, you know, I could have just stopped saying these things and just went on with my life, but I wanted to film a video about it because I really want to hold myself accountable, not only to myself, but more importantly to you guys. And I do ask, not that you need homework or anything, but I do ask that if you hear me say these things again in my videos on my channel, that you will call me out for it in the comment section, that you will say to me, Erica, you said that you were never going to say these things anymore, and here you are saying it again. So I just need your help here. So the first thing that I never want to say again on my channel is that I or anyone else creates a safe makeup look. Now, I don't know that I've ever said that about someone else, but I have heard that said about me. And so I kind of like adopted that into myself. Like I heard that I create safe makeup looks. So I thought, oh, I do? Okay, I create safe makeup looks. And the more I internalized that, the more it just did not sit well with me, because it's makeup. Is safe and makeup synonymous? No. Are we working for the CIA? Are we doing like an undercover op for the FBI here? No. Is there an explosive device inside of a palette? No. So safe and makeup, I don't really think need to equal each other. And I understand what that means when someone says that somebody else creates a safe makeup look, or if I say that about myself, that it's like maybe in my comfort zone, or someone else is creating a makeup look that's within their comfort zone. But to that I say, so what? If the whole point is to create makeup looks that you want to create and using makeup however you want to use it, then what difference does it make if someone's in their comfort zone or not? And I will say that after I heard that, I went and looked at some of my pictures of looks that I've done, you know, like pictures I posted on Instagram. And I will say that I feel like there's been a lot of times I've gotten out of my comfort zone. You know, like blue eyeshadows used to terrify me. I love to create blue eye looks now. Pink shadows, I'm getting better at. I'm still not 100% all in with pink eye looks, but I'm getting there. I really am. And then there's other times that I've created looks where I'm totally in my comfort zone. I'm totally like in my pocket, and I'm using palettes or colors or whatever that I just love, that I totally jive with, and I feel very comfortable using. But that's the whole point, right? If you're gonna play with makeup and create makeup looks, don't you want to have fun? Don't you want to enjoy it? So whether you're in your comfort zone or not, I really don't think that should matter at all. I don't think that just because somebody gets out of their comfort zone that their makeup looks are extraordinary. And I don't think that because somebody is in their comfort zone that their makeup looks are safe or boring. Absolutely not. The whole point of playing in makeup and to creating makeup looks is to enjoy it, to have fun, and to love what you're doing. It's such a great example of self-care. And I know I've mentioned that in other videos, but it's true. So I'm just not going to label my own looks or anyone else's, which I don't think I've ever done that, as safe, because I don't think makeup looks need labels anyway. And I do think that safe has kind of a negative connotation to it. And I don't think anybody else has the right to say that about anyone else's makeup looks. You know, I think it's important that we all do what we enjoy, and that's the bottom line. So no more am I going to say that I or anyone else creates a safe makeup look. The second thing that I no longer want to say on my channel is that a particular eyeshadow color or texture is not good for aging eyelids. Leanna Dalton and I, a while back, we did a really fun collab entitled You're Not the Boss of Me. And the whole point of that collab video was to create makeup looks using whatever we wanted to as mature women. Because I can remember when I very first started watching YouTube videos, I was watching people that were about half my age. And a lot of them would say things like, well, if you're over 30, you shouldn't do this. And if you're over 40, you shouldn't do that. And if you're over 50, you really shouldn't do this. And it always bugged the crap out of me to hear that, right? And I thought, well, when I start my channel, I'm not going to say things like that. And I've said things like that a few times. Well, not necessarily that you shouldn't do something over a certain age, but I have used particular eyeshadows that I felt didn't look good on me because of my age, which I honestly, I don't really know that that has anything to do with each other. And I do remember when I uploaded my very first eyeshadow palette collection video, my dear friend Katie, Make It For Last Time, she called me after she watched that video. And she said, I loved your video, but I do have just a little tweak, a little critique here for you. And I said, what is that, Katie? She said, you talked several times in your video about how certain shadows were better for aging eyelids, or how maybe certain shadows weren't good for aging eyelids. And she said, I just really wish that you would not breathe life into that concept. And I said, well, but I kind of do feel that way. And she's like, okay, that's fine. You're entitled to how you feel. She said, but I still don't think that's something that you should breathe life into on your channel, because as older women or more mature women, we want to be able to do whatever we want with our makeup and feel confident in that. And she said, I just think you're kind of lending to the attitude of you shouldn't use certain things because you're older. And she said, just think about it. You know, you don't have to do anything differently, but just think about that. And I did think about it. However, there's been a few times over the course of my channel where I've talked about how certain shadows I didn't like on my eyelids because of my age. I just did a collab with Emily D. We used the Illuminati X Issa palette together. And the shimmers that I chose, I said, I thought they looked bad on me because of my age. And to be honest, I think what it was is I used the wrong kind of eyeshadow primer, because Emily used a very tacky eyeshadow primer and she had no problems with the shimmers at all. And I didn't do that. I just stuck with my P. Louise. And I just don't really think those shimmers jived well with the P. Louise eyeshadow primer. And maybe it did have something to do with my age. I don't know, but who cares? You know what I mean? Who cares? And I don't want that to be something that I promote here on my channel, that when you hit a certain age, you shouldn't use certain shadows because you're too old to do that. That is so ridiculous and absolutely the opposite of what I want to come across on my channel. So no more am I going to say that any type of shadow is not good for aging eyelids, because that's just such a huge myth, and I want to debunk the myth. So no more. The third thing that I am no longer going to say on my channel is that I am sorry for showing a discontinued eyeshadow palette. I don't need to be sorry. If anybody should be sorry, really, it should be the brand for discontinuing the palette, right? And I think all of us, I would assume, maybe that's a strong assumption, but I would say that a lot of us have discontinued eyeshadow palettes in our collection. And does that mean you shouldn't use them anymore? Of course not. Now, I don't know that I'm going to frequently use discontinued palettes on my channel, but I might on occasion. And I think the important thing too with a discontinued palette is looking in your own collection to see if maybe you could dupe the palette. I think that's really fun. Like I was just talking in my video with Marina about the fact that I lament the day that I did not get the Tribe palette from Juvia's Place, but I could easily dupe that palette with shadows that I have in my collection, oranges and greens. Now, if I pulled out the Club Nebula palette and used it on my channel and said, you guys try to dupe this, I don't know that you could dupe that, because there are really special shimmers in that palette that I don't know are dupeable, but you know, you could get close to it maybe. But I just think it's important to embrace our makeup collection, to love our makeup collection, and to use our makeup collection, whether a palette or makeup product is discontinued or not. And I don't think that anybody, not that I know of anyway, I don't think anyone's been upset with me for using a discontinued palette on my channel. I've done that a few times. I have. I know I have. And I probably will do it again. I'm sure I will. But I just think it sounds kind of silly that I'm apologizing for showing a palette that's discontinued. It's in my collection. I love the palette. I want to show my love for the palette. And I don't think it's offensive. I'm certainly not trying to offend anyone. Like I said, if anyone should be apologizing for discontinuing an amazing palette, it should be the damn brand. Now, the fourth thing I'm never going to say again here on my channel is that a neutral palette is boring, or a snooze fest, or snooze city, because I really don't think neutral palettes are boring. I have a lot of neutral palettes in my collection. I think they're stunning. I wouldn't have them in my collection if I didn't love them. And I think it sends the wrong message to people that are watching my videos that like maybe if you use a neutral palette, you're boring. And I don't think that at all. I don't think anyone that uses neutral eyeshadow palettes are boring. But because you hear that quite often, I would say on this platform, I think I've kind of adopted that into myself, or I feel like I have to make excuses for why I have neutral palettes in my collection. And that's ridiculous. I don't need to make excuses. I love the palettes. And, you know, you hear people say things like, well, how many taupe color stories are they going to make? Or how many brown and blacks or grays or champagne shades are they going to make? And I hear that, I do. But you could also argue how many rainbow palettes are going to be made, how many purple color stories, blue color stories, green color stories. And I understand that there's different hues to different colors, obviously. And I do think with more colorful palettes, you do have more options. Of course you do. But I have seen people create an eye look with one neutral matte and one neutral shimmer, throw some eyeliner and some mascara on, and they look absolutely stunning. Or I've seen someone just slap a shimmer and some mascara on their lids and they look amazing. You know what I mean? So who am I to sit here and say that a palette is boring or snooze fest? I don't want to do that anymore. Like I said, I just think it sends the wrong message. I don't know. I think, do I have more neutral palettes in my collection or more colorful palettes now? I would say that primarily in my collection, or a lot of what I have in my collection, are neutral palettes with really pretty pops of color. And those are my favorite kind of palettes. And so, I don't know, I just feel like I kind of sound like a hypocrite when I'm sitting here saying that oh, it's boring, or you might think it's boring, or I mean, okay, so somebody thinks it's boring. So what? I just don't necessarily think that that needs to be an emphasis made on my channel. So I never again am I going to say that any palette is boring or a snooze fest or snooze city. Now, the last thing that I'm never going to say on my channel is that I'm not talented because I don't do certain techniques makeup wise. I really struggled with winging my eyeshadows out, and I have tried that before. And I can do it. However, I just don't like how it looks. My outer eye area kind of turns down. And to try to make it wing out this way, I don't know. It never looks right. And am I supposed to feel bad because I can't get that technique down in a way that I like on myself? Of course not. I also do not do winged eyeliner. I've tried it before. I do not like how it looks. I even got the eyeliner that has a little stamp. And what happens to me is when I smile, these wrinkles kind of fold up and then it just swallows the wing, and then it like takes the pigment away and it just looks like a hot mess by the end of the day. I also don't put on false eyelashes. I've tried it before. I've been successful, I think maybe twice. They typically end up in little balls on the floor looking like squished spiders. I just don't like how they look on me. I think they do look very fake. I love how they look on other people. I obsess about how false lashes look on other people. They're amazing, but on me, I just don't like them. And that doesn't mean that I'm not talented. Am I as talented as other people on this platform? Of course not. I mean, there are so many more talented people on this platform than I am. But I really don't feel like I need to put myself down or be self-deprecating on my channel because I don't do certain things with my makeup. Like I talked about at the very beginning, sometimes I will get out of my comfort zone. Sometimes I won't get out of my comfort zone. And I don't think there's anything wrong with either or. I think just doing things that you want to do, that you love to do with your makeup, is the most important thing. And I'm sure, I would say, that there are people watching my videos that don't wing their eyeshadows out, that don't do winged eyeliner, that don't put on false eyelashes. And I don't want them to get the idea or to feel that they're not talented or that they're not good at makeup because they don't do those things. I do think that maybe it's not as serious as I'm making it in my head. Maybe it's really not that serious and I'm making a big deal out of nothing. But I do think it's sending out the wrong message. The most important thing, and I know I've already said this, I'm going to repeat this a lot. I already have repeated this a lot. The most important thing is to enjoy what you're doing with makeup and do whatever you want, regardless of what anyone else says to you. If you're happy with how your makeup looks, then that's all that matters. You don't need to have a label. You don't need to be told what to do. You don't need to be told that if you don't do certain things, you shouldn't be doing your makeup, or it's not good enough, or whatever. That's so silly and so not true. And so I just don't want to feed that monster. I don't want to say things where I'm kind of like putting myself down because I don't do X, Y, or Z. Because I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that are watching my videos that don't do X, Y, or Z either. And I'm certainly not saying that you're not talented. I would never say that to anybody. So I just think it's about being aware of what you're portraying or what you're projecting on your channel out into the world around you. And I just want to be very supportive, make my message always be supportive of doing whatever you want with your makeup and enjoying it to the fullest. No matter what that means. Comfort zone, out of your comfort zone. Neutral palette, colorful palette. Winging your eyeshadows out, not winging your eyeshadows out. Winged eyeliner or not, you know, all those things. Whether you're 90 years old and you're wearing the thickest, most texturizing green shimmer on your eyelids, you go for it. You know what I mean? Who cares? So I just am going to be a lot more aware and a lot more thoughtful of what I'm saying on my channel, because I just don't want it to contradict to what I want my main message to be, which again is doing whatever you want with your makeup. So I do ask that you guys help me with this. Just, you know, just let me know if you hear something that just doesn't really jive with what I just said here. Just say, Erica, man, you're back on the road of saying things that you said you weren't going to say anymore. And then I will definitely rein that in again. But I really do want to always stick true to my message and always encourage you guys to just enjoy your makeup, have fun, and do whatever you want. Thank you guys so much for taking time out of your lives to sit down and watch this video. If you're new here and you enjoyed what you saw, please consider subscribing, smash the like button, and of course, comment down below in the comment section, because you know I love to chat with you guys there. And if you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. I cannot wait to see you guys again in my next video. But in the meantime, please take very good care of yourself, be well, safe, happy, and I will see you soon. Bye.
Drop it.